Hi girls and guys, welcome back to the channel. So we are on an Audi TT. We know it's an Audi because the problem's been circled 4 times. Now, this one has got an issue, you can see, where it's getting a little bit of rubbish on the rear tyres, which we can put down to saggy suspension. Now, we've replaced the shocks previously. It didn't actually cure the issue. So now we are going to be replacing the springs because apparently, well, according to information, these springs do get a little bit loose and soft and cause problems. If you look here, it's starting to do it on this side as well. So we have ordered all new springs and pads from TPS in Milton Keynes, and we're going to replace them. Now the job is fairly simple. This is quite an easy one. We've got the jack and beam in place. We're going to raise the car up with the wheels off, literally bolt here and then something to support to bring it down, and we'll change the spring, and we'll show you how to do this as we go along. Now, remove the caps. You've got this little tool which is normally in the toolkit, and bosh, remove all of the caps. Okay, so you got 18 mil here, 18 mil spanner there. Let's put a little bit of loose juice on the end there, and then literally just undo the big bolt, but make sure the bolt doesn't come all the way out because I need to get something to support it so we don't get a spring to the face. Right, so we've got new pads and new springs. Now, because this is a black line edition or something like that, I'm not sure. Apparently, they're different springs, so they're not available just on the shelf. So that answers that question. So put this here, gonna support it, jack it up, just take the weight off, then just whip the bolt out. All right, so when you've got that at the correct level, the bolt will just slide out. So if there's any tension on that bolt when you're trying to remove it, you are not at the right level. Lining these up can be a little bit fun. So there's another good top tip for you. Support it in the correct place and you're not going to struggle. Now, go lower this down slowly and whip the spring out. And then once it comes out, would you look at that? Ah, there you go, all out. Now, with these, the top one you reuse, the bottom one, you have to replace them. They squish with it apparently. So, good thing it's not snapped. But yeah, they are soft. I am going to compare it to the new one and just see if they're visibly, if it's shrunk or anything like that. The good news is, paint dots, obviously these actually mean something. It's the, if I'm right, it's the stiffness of the spring. Oh, that's in my head, I might be wrong. If I am, feel free to correct me in the comments, but that's what we're looking at. Springs are the same, there's no real height difference between them. They look actually perfect, but again, they just get soft over time and can cause a little bit of sag. So let's get this one fitted with the new lower bit as well. Now, part number wise, there's the part number that you will need for the springs on this particular one. And then the pads, or actually I should just show you this one, was spring and pad. So there's all the part numbers if anyone needs them. Okay, new spring is in. Now with the bottom pads, you've got a little locating nipple. There it is right there. Now, once you've got that in, give it in, and then literally just jack it up. What I do, and I don't know if this helps or not, but I put a little bit of grease on both sides of the inners just to help that slide into position. And we should be, this pumping action and the flicking of nipples is fantastic. So we are nearly there. Now, I can't do this with, well, I need 2 hands. Then just slide the bolt through once we put some anti-seize compound on the bolt. So we'll slide that through there, but I need 2 hands. And just like that, bolt is slipped in and the nut is on the back. Now we're going to tighten it up and then get the torque settings for that. And then you get the old one and in the bin. Okay, it is on, ugga-dugged, and it is nice and tight. Now we're going to release the little jack there. Perfect, and what we're going to do is kick it to the other side. Let's do side 2. Now on this one, you need to be extra careful not to move it too much because you have got the headlight adjuster on. So we've already whipped the bolt out. We're going to lower it down nice and gently, not overstretching that, keeping an eye on it at all times. I mean, you could disconnect it, but I didn't. Right, so a little more, nearly there. And then whip that one out quick. Perfect. Now let's get the other spring fitted. And there we have it. So the pad is all aligned, bolts in, tight and sorted. I've just got a couple little jobs to do before we actually road test this with the brake fluid change while we're here. but then we'll get it on the road test and hopefully no more scrubby scrub. Right, it's all down. Annoyingly, I didn't measure the suspension to see if it's picked up, but I'll know on road test because it will rub straight away. Well, if it doesn't rub, happy days. Okay, been for a nice road test. Everything is sounding good, driving nice and straight. We're going to do an alignment on it just to be sure. Something that we do when you do any work on the rear or any suspension related work, always check the geometry after, because tyres are cheaper than an alignment in some cases. So this one, done.